Welcome to Hilton Head for the final 9 holes of the 2019 Coastal Heritage from the Palmetto Harbour Golf Links in South Carolina. I'm Tenacious Earl, and I'll be your host for this final round. We'll go over the standings here as the leaders. The final group, in fact, makes the turn and starts to head down the back 9 here at sunny Hilton Head. Martin van Dyke is the story. He has had an excellent start to his round, including on hole number 9. He holed out for eagle at the easy actually at number 10, my bad. At number 10, not so easy, but he used a blue chip to take control. And by doing that, he rolled the special result and got snake eyes, which brought him a great playing of the hole, a great drive, an excellent wedge, which found its way into the cup. And he now leads by 2 shots over Samson Peterson, who's playing in the final group. Martin van Dyke is in the second to last group, but Peterson is at 2 under and has been playing pretty well so far. We'll see if he can continue. Then you have at -7 Will Janis, and Gareth Leonard. Couple guys that are in that final group with Peterson, who are both at 1 under par for the round through 9 holes, but haven't really gotten it going enough to keep up with Van Dyke, who is happy to see Dustin Emmerich off the leaderboard for once. Of course, Emmerich, though, is in the B+ category. He's just out of these final 4 groups. And in a couple holes here, since we're starting... since we're at 13, we'll have a couple holes before we get to see whether an emerging contender is going to impact this final round. Could be Emmerich if it is, but if Van Dyke continues to play the way he has, which that roll on the special result chart gives him also the designation of hot and sunny the rest of the round. So some good things going his way at the moment, and we'll see if they can continue. So our golfers here, as we go to the 13th, you can see the hole cards off to the right there. So in our first group, we'll have Enrique Magellanis, Trent McAdams, and Ethan Mcmillan. You can see the different types of cards. These cards here and here and here. And here are cards that I had created myself. So that'll be your first group off. They'll be playing the 13th as we start our coverage. You have Ian Robards, Rudy Wallace, and Mike Keller. They're on 12 currently. 11th hole has Shinji Kunishi, the leader, Martin van Dyke, Patrick Kieran, who is quite a ways down the leaderboard. And then Peterson, Leonard, and Janis, as we've talked about, they are at the 10th, getting ready to start the back. All right, so we will go with... Oops. So I'm going to... Oh, I can't do that. What happened here? Maybe if I do this, it'll help. Now I have to make a little adjustment here. Just give me a second. All right, almost there. This leaderboard is generated off of my scorecard that I'm keeping track of things with, and so when I make moves, it messes up. So Enrique Magellanis will be the first off here. He finished with a birdie on 12. He also has 3 chips, so on a So the 13th, it's easy to immediately think, oh, semi-daunting, that's a tough hole. Your first cue should be this, the 2 dice faces, or it could be up to 5. But because there's only 2 here, it's not necessarily that hard. It will be hard if you find either 4 or 5 on the white die. But if it's 1, 2, or 3, it goes off of the card of the golfer. And so Magellanis is not going to use any chips here. He's got a 50-50 chance. Actually, he's got a 66% chance of a decent roll here. And he does get a 1-1-4. The decider die is a 0. So we have to go in the book to the... We've played a lot of these tournaments. I'm not going to really go into a lot of detail about how the game is played. 1-1-4 is Magellanis gilded. He's not. And is he cold? He's actually neutral because he followed up a bogey with a birdie. So he has a moderate putt for birdie. Magellanis is going to hold on to the chips. He's going to try and make this 1-2. He has a 33% chance on this putt. And he just misses. If he had used 1 chip, he would have made it. So now that leaves him with an easy putt for par. Just has to avoid the 6s, and he does. And so he completes the 13th, and will remain at -4. He's 6 shots back. Next up will be Trent McAdams. He will have control 1, 2, 3. He's going to go to Golf Cam Green. So on the par 4, he's got a 3 on the green die. It's not a challenging green, so he will have a clutch putt for birdie. This is a 50% make for him. If it's 1-3, he gets a blue chip and a birdie. Otherwise, he'll get a red chip and have an easy putt for par. And it's in the hole. Beautiful stroke. Nice and firm, confident, and he moves up to -6. Back within 4. Now, Ethan Mcmillan, he has won a tour event. Whoa, and we had a little mistake here. The club slipped out of his hand. So the 4 means we go off of the course card, and then the 46 means it's going to be Golf Cam course. The dot means it's daunting, a daunting hole, because it's semi-daunting. The dot moves it up to daunting. That means on the 2, if it's cordial, it would be a clutch putt for birdie. If it's daunting, that means Mcmillan is going to have a clutch putt for bogey. So he is a gold putter. He can't really upgrade it at all. 1-5, 80-some-odd% chance, and he makes the bogey. But, and that'll drop him to -2. He is 1 over par on the day. And he does get another blue chip, so a little bit of happiness there. So first to play the 12th will be Rudy Wallace, another custom card. We got 3 people in the chat right now. Well, actually 2 more, including myself, because that's how I'm monitoring my comments. So feel free to comment. I will check periodically. Rudy Wallace has his little paperclip over him. That is because he's had a caddy conflict on the pre-game, pre-round issues and perks. So he cannot earn blue chips on his card. Now, the way I play this is that I let him earn a red chip, and then he could get a blue chip to cancel it out. And so he's actually missed a couple of clutch putts, which is, he's kind of gotten the bad breaks here because he is semi-gold, which is a 66%, but I think he's had 2 clutch putts and he missed them both. So a little bit on the unlucky side here today. Now, this 12th is pretty tough. 4 degrees of difficulty, semi-daunting and semi-challenging when you end up being influenced by the course. So this is Harbortown Golf Links. We played this. I played this in Action PC a few days ago, if you remember that course. Did a halfway decent job on it, except as we got down to the end. But Rudy Wallace is going to roll a white 6. He will take the par that he will get for that. That's the white 6 gives him a gimme par, and you get a blue chip out of that. So he will cancel it out, and now he can't earn any further blue chips. Ian Robards will be next. had a rough day. He has been 1 over par. Did birdie 9, so thought maybe he'd get things back together. 26 leads to golf cam course on with the course having control. Green 6, is it daunting? The dot says yes, so he will need a clutch putt for par. So with him being, yeah, he's way back, so that makes it kind of tough. He's kind of like in this place where he's going to try and make it. 50% chance, and he misses. He'll lose the blue chip. Easy bogey. That one's okay, but he's going to drop a shot, and he's going to go down to +2 so far on the day, and he is 8 back, and I'm about ready to take him out of contention. Mike Keller is still hanging around. He is stormy. So 24 is going to be, he's in the rough with his second shot near the green. Good drive, but his second shot is lacking. So he's going to need to get up and down out of the thick stuff. Green 6. That's a bad lie. He needs to be a master to recover from it, and he won't. So he's going to end up chunking it, and it's going to leave him a double difficult putt for par. Keller will lag it, and he just does come off with a good lag, which will leave him with the easy bogey, which he does make, but he's going to drop the -3. And it's funny. Everybody in the top half of the leaderboard is great, is doing well on their round. Everybody in the bottom half is over par, and that shouldn't be a big surprise because everybody was within 4 shots of each other. All 12 of these golfers had ended up being pretty close together. So, let's see, Magellanis and McAdams have moved up from that, and the guys who have dropped have been, let's see, have been Konishi and Kieran. They actually have come way down. Kieran is just at even par, and I think once we play 10, I'll probably take him out of contention. So Van Dyke coming off the eagle at 10. He will play 11, and I was thinking, I wasn't sure if I had already moved my card. I was afraid I had played 11 with the other guys. So, wait a second here. What was that about? Okay. So, Van Dyke at the tee on 11. This hole not so easy. You got 4 degrees of course difficulty. Now it doesn't have the daunting designation, but you do have water here. So Van Dyke needs to avoid the 22 if he ends up with a 2 through 5 on the white. And he gets 25, which would be golf cam course. Without daunting, this should be at the very least a par for him. But, well, you never know. Let's see. Trouble is, with a green 3, it's not cordial, not daunting, so he's going to end up with a clutch putt for par, and he's semi-rust. So he's going to have to burn this other blue chip in order to hope that he can make par here. He needs a 1 to 4, and he does make it, so he will remain at -10. He's trying to hang in there. And so you'd like to use blue chips later in the round and try to save them if you can. But I think for that time, he was going to lose it anyway, probably. And although I forget what the roll was, it actually might have been one that he would have made it. But he didn't want to take that chance. So it will be Patrick Kieran next, who has had he had 5 bogeys and 7 holes to start, and then he birdied 10. And it's going to be 44, which is going to be bunker green side. And the 3 will check if he's chunky, which he isn't. So he will have a gimme putt for par. The gimme is we're going to roll 3 dice. They all have to be 6 for it to be a miss. And he holes it out without an issue. Shinji Kunishi, who gained the legend quality to start the round, and he has it until further notice, but double bogey at 4, only kind of assuaged by the birdie at 10. Everything else has been pretty rough, but 16, he's going to be golf cam course. The green 6 is going to ask if it's daunting. It's not, so he's going to have a clutch birdie putt now. He's another guy that has not taken advantage of the semi-gold. Could he get another birdie here? He does. Beautiful putt. And but he is still at -3, and we're talking close to out of contention. So that makes it kind of tough. We need to make some decisions here at some point. Maybe when we make the emerging contender, we'll definitely make decisions. But okay, Samson Peterson, 2 behind at the 10th, and he is lucky. So he gets a blue chip every hole. He's going to hold on to this one. Even though there is water on the 10th here, there's a lot of holes in the mid part of this round that have 4 degrees of course difficulty. So they're not, I'd say they're almost like, maybe even like average, I'd say. They're not easy, not extremely tough, but kind of like medium difficulty. So 45 is in the woods with his tee shot, green 4. He's not a workman, so he ends up with a moderate putt for par. He'll use the blue chip because he gets another one. That'll make it easy, and he makes that. So he can spend his chips if he wants every hole because he'll get another one back. We might as well just put it right back there so I don't forget. Now it'll be Will Janis next. He won in the first season of the tour, but hasn't had much luck since. And that's going to be golf cam course with the 33. Check the 2 on the course chart. It's neither cordial nor daunting, so he'll have an easy putt for par with that green 2. Roll 2 dice, and he taps it in for par. And Gareth Leonard. He has had a struggle here in the latter stages of rounds or of tournaments, and he's going to have another one here with a 22. He puts it in the pond. Horrible shot there for Leonard. He does not need this, as he's been trying to find another victory on tour, but he's going to be hoping for bogey at this point now. So pond off the tee. He is a hero, so he'll have an easy putt for par. He's going to get away with this. He's going to hit a stellar 3rd shot in there to within 5 feet, and he's going to hole out that par putt. So he gets away with that because he's rated a hero. So still have 3 people here. Thanks for hanging in here with us. So Van Dyke, 2 ahead of Peterson, and Van Dyke is going to be formidable here, but he's feeling even more confident without having Emmerich there breathing down his neck, but we'll see. He could be making a charge here. We'll have to take a look. After this round of holes, we'll find out. Staying at -5, there would be... So here's the interesting thing. If Van Dyke pars the next hole, there will be no emerging contender roll because he's 5 under par right now. So if it's 5 under, if the leader's 5 under, there can't be an emerging contender. So that is something we'll have to keep an eye on. All right, so McAdams here at the 14th. Tough par 3, 192. There's water on the right in front. You know, you're going to have a daunting 66% of the time here. So if even you really don't want the golf cam course. If anything, you want the woods in one, and you want to hope for a good roll on the green die. So McAdams, doesn't have a chip to use, and it's going to be 56, which is in the water. He finds the water off the tee. It's splish splash time, and he is an icon, so he ends up with an easy bogey putt. So McAdams has been streaking up the board here today, but he's going to take one on the chin on 14. That's a bogey, and he's going to drop to -5, so he's going to be 5 back with 4 to play. Enrique, he is going to take his chances here. Got to hold on to those chips. 13 woods in 1, but a green 6 is going to be his downfall here. Unless he's a master, which he is not. It will be a double difficult putt for par. Now, he could use blue chips to make that easier, but I think he's just going to have to lag it. And that's going to lead to an easy bogey putt. And Magellanis is going to end up hurting here as well. He's going to drop to -3. So you've got a bunch of guys that are 7 back, pretty much way out of it. Now, Ethan Mcmillan, and he's going to get the roll 114. He gets the white 1, which should, to an extent, bail him out of trouble somewhat. Let's see, 114. Is he cold? Oh, the dot is yes. So he is cold because he bogeyed 13. So he has a tap-in putt for par, which still is fine, but that means it's an automatic par. No bogey like his partners, but he could have had a moderate birdie putt, and he could have upgraded it too if he had not been cold. So back to 13. Again, kind of this kind of what I would call a penal hole. If you play it wrong, it can really get you. But if you play it right, you get your mechanics down, everything should be okay. And Rudy Wallace off the tee first. That is the case with him. He's not a hacker, so it'll be right now. And as of right now, with the dot, he's hot, so he's not cold. The green 3 asks, is he cold? He is not cold, so he'll have an easy birdie putt. Easy birdies are 1 to 4 when we roll the green die, so 66% chance of making this, but he is in the 33 that's a no. So that leads to gimme for par, which he sinks, and that chance goes to waste for Wallace. Next up will be Mike Keller. And he's going to be in trouble here with this. He's got 5 on the white die, so he is going to put it into the rough with the 44. And that's off the tee. Green 3 is he a workman? He's got the dot. He is a workman. Now, that leads to difficult putt for par, but there's also the exclamation mark, which means when the course has control, you have to upgrade the difficulty 1. So it's actually going to be double difficult putt for par. So he will have to lag, and that's fine. Leads to the easy bogey putt, which he does make. It was a 6, but 36 is fine. So a bogey, and everybody who's in that bottom half just seems to keep dropping. Ian Robards. He will get a good roll here, 136 with a white 1. Duffer or scatter, he's not. Is he hero? He is a hero. He'll have an easy putt for birdie, so he's going to have the same putt Rudy Wallace had as far as length goes and difficulty. 2/3 chance, and he is successful. So there is a birdie on 13. Ian Robards gets back to -3. 5 holes left to play, but that's still 7 back. We're just keeping these guys in here to try and have something to watch, you know. We only have, what do we got here? We got 4 people in the chat. Well, 3 including myself. I have my chat room open on my phone, so feel free to drop a note here letting me know what you're up to. You playing any games? You rolling any dice? You celebrating Mother's Day? You I don't know. Sky's the limit for what you could be up to, you know? So it's 12th, and it'll be Shinji Kunishi coming off back-to-back birdies. Needs a good drive here, and he gets it. 115. Yeoman or scatter, he's neither of those, and he's not utility. He'll have a moderate putt for birdie. Shinji is going to try and make this. One or two will make the moderate birdie putt. And he holds it out, so he's on a streak here. 3 in a row, and he's to -4. Maybe too little too late for him, but if he could get in the top 5, that would be a heck of a salvage job as far as the money goes. Now, Martin Van Dyke, this hole is definitely one of those that he's got to get down. He does not, would love to get a par out of this. A white 6 would be great. Doesn't get that. 16 will be sand off the tee, and a green 6 is going to be punishing here. Although, yes, it will be punishing. So if it were rough, he would be in good shape. But because it is sand, the green 6 asks if he's sandy, and he is not sandy. He's a master. So he's going to have a double difficult putt for par. And this is going to bring Emmerich back into it potentially. So he's going to have to lag this. He's not going to try sinking this. That would be dumb. That would be a 16% chance. So he's going to lag. Goes well. Ends up with an easy bogey. Takes his lumps. So it'll be -4. So we will get a roll on the emerging contender chart after all. So here's Kieran. He has a good drive. 2, 5, 6. And let's see how the rest of the hole pans out. 2, 5, 6. Not a legend. Okay, it's going to be his second shot is going to be a little bit lacking. But because he's not stone, it's going to, his third shot recovery is going to have the potential to maybe go in. It's heading towards the cup, but it's going to roll past, and they'll leave him with a moderate par putt. 1 to 5, and it's in. So Kieran remains at even par. 9 back. D. Scott, what's going on? Take it you're missing soccer probably right about now. And as are a lot of people in this world, but it sounds like the Bundesliga is going to be ramping back up again within the next few weeks. So, all right, so Samson Peterson going to get it on at 11. 45, he is in the trees with his tee shot, so not a very good drive there. But he's not a master, but it will lead to a good series of, he had a good lie there in the trees. He was able to punch out, knock it within 4 feet with his third, and now he just has an easy par, and he drains it. So he's going to remain at -8. 1 back of Van Dyke after the Dutchman's bogey. Gareth Leonard trying to regain what he's lost. And we just had the gray dye take out some chips. A white 6 is going to lead to a par. He will earn a blue chip by being patient with that one. Kind of a halfway decent drive. He put it in the fat part of the green, 2-putted. Now, Will Janis, he is also in the trees off the tee. Other side of the fairway, he is not a master for recovery, but he will still end up with the same easy par putt that Samson Peterson had, and he puts it in. All right, so here we are at 15, which means we're going to check in with the emerging contender chart. We have 1 roll because at 4 under par, There is one. If he had stayed at 5, we'd have none. He would be basically the emerging contender, if you will. 26, it's over 16, so no emerging contender in this one. We can keep going with what we have, and Emmerich will not be a factor in this tournament, which he had been a factor in a bunch of them so far. I think he has 6 victories so far on tour this year. Hold on one moment. I gotta go check something real quick. Okay, so yeah, kids' adventures, yada yada. So the 15th, here we go with a. So this is the one that we were talking about during the Action PC round that I said was so memorable, and then I had trouble kind of remembering it. But it's just the vantage point, because when you're playing it in a game that's a little more 3D, the tree and that dog leg at the very end are a little more stark. But par 5 got a half chance at it being cordial if you end up on the golf cam course. No water. Well, actually, there is water um, just beyond the green. So you have to be careful with that third shot. But, or the second shot, you don't want to go long with that if you have a chance. But basically, it's going to be, I think it's either dynamic or bomber could get an eagle putt on a par 5 that isn't direct. So we don't have the direct here. Now, the green is semi-challenging as well. So it's one of those that's kind of interesting because you don't see too many holes where you've got a disparity between the course rating as far as like the daunting or cordial and the green rating, friendly or challenging. So here we have a cordial and a semi-cordial and a semi-challenging, if that makes any sense. So here we go. Actually, we said we were going to take a little bit of a look here. So we've got everybody down to Wallace. We have Mcmillan, Keller, and Kieran, who are so Mcmillan and Keller are both 7 back. Mcmillan with 4 to play. He's got a bunch of chips here, but I'm going to go ahead and roll him out of contention. This will save us a little bit of time in the long run. Keller, he has 5 to play, and he is 7 back, and we're going to consider him out of contention. So I made these little, just to show you, I've made these little, if you can see that, let me bring up my camera. These little pieces that they're small. I use my paper cutter to do it. I just printed them out on, it actually looks better if I pull it back this way. Printed out on cardstock. They set pretty well. I'd love to find a way to print them out on like sticky paper and then somehow get my hand on some tokens and like put them on the tokens, and that would probably work pretty well. So, but Keller, he's going to be out of contention. And who was the other guy? Kieran. So Kieran, he's 6 to play, but he's 9 back. So those 3 guys are all going to be out of contention. So hopefully that picks up the pace just a little bit. And speaking of which, Mcmillan, he was the only guy that parred 14. So we're going to roll. I need to get my out of contention chart out. It was buried under some other charts. So this is a semi-cordial hole. 5 will be a par. Okay, so next up will be Trent McAdams. And it's going to be in the rough with the tee shot, par 5, green 5. He's a semi-master, and the dot says that goes to full. So he'll have an easy birdie putt. So he finishes out the hole with a couple of good shots, and it leaves him his 4th, which is a relatively short here. It's about let's say about a 6-foot putt right here. 1 to 4, and he makes it. So a good birdie there for McAdams, and gets back the stroke he lost at 14. Within 3 now, with Van Dyke maybe looking a little bit shaky here. Golf Cam Green with a dot. So this is going to be on the semi-challenging. It's going to be actually challenging, so this could hurt Magellanis. Green 1, is it challenging? It is. It's going to be a double difficult putt for par. He gets done hard by the, or hard done, if you will. That's probably the better term. So now he's got a double difficult putt for par. He's going to hold on to the chips, though. He's going to lag and leave himself an easy bogey, which he makes, but it's going to drop him to -2. And I'll tell you what, he's basically out of contention, too. But I think at this point in the round, we will just stick with it. I wish I had. One of these days, I'm going to buy myself like a TV, a small TV for this room that I have. And I can double cast a second monitor up there on the screen so I can do multiple things here. I have to look at my, tape them to tokens. I might be able to. I need to find some tokens somehow. I just need to buy them online or something. Al, Red Sox fan, with the comment there. Thanks, Al. Hope you're having a great day. Things are all right here in the central Delaware hinterlands, if you will. I don't know what a hinterland is, but all right. So on 14, we've got Robards. Not Jason Robards, Ian Robards. Long lost cousin, maybe not. Tough hole here, this par 3, and he's going to find Golf Cam course, and it's daunting. So not so bad of a play out here, though, because it's going to ask, is it cordial? It's not. Is he laser? No, but so he'll end up with a clutch putt for par. So he's got a 50% chance of making this. We'll say it's like 8 feet. And he makes it. Needed a 1 to 3, and he got it. So he gets some good juju there from that putt. And that's a par. So Rudy Wallace can't earn any blue chips. So he has been he's kind of lucky to be at 1 over par on his round here. 6 back. And 34. He just gets it over the water with his tee shot. Finds green. Actually, he's just off the green. He has to try and play up here with the Golf Cam course. And the green 1, cordial, no. Laser, nope. So he's also gonna have a clutch putt for par. Now he's got a 60. He's a little closer. Maybe 7 feet here for the clutch putt. He'll make that. He can't earn the blue chip, though. So, tough you-know-whats. Now, daunting hole here. It's going to be Keller. 3, he'll get a par. Since he's out of contention. Okay, 13th. Here at Hilton Head. And it's going to be the old Shinji Kunishi on a run of 3 birdies in a row, finding his way back to even par one stroke at a time. He's going to have another nice effort here on this hole. 1-3-6 Duffer Scatter. He's neither of those. Is he a hero? No. Going to go to his mood. Doesn't have a mood. Green 3 asks Stormy. He's not Stormy, so he has an easy birdie putt, and he will be sunny if he makes it, and he's going to give himself an even better chance of making it. He's going to play the blue chip, so it's now a gimme. He needs to avoid sixes, and he does, and he has 4 in a row, and he's back to even par, 6 under. Actually, it's 5 under on the tournament. He's 4 back. Still has a little bit of time here to try and make up the gap to his playing competitor, Martin Van Dyke. And now I need to get the sunny chip out for him. Oh, and I got more than one. Put it right there. Sonny came home to a box of things. Couldn't believe in transcendence, or whatever it is. Few small repairs, she says. I don't know. I don't know the lyrics that well, but hopefully that. So there you can see well, actually you can't see it. Konishi lights up in my thing because I have a little script to take care of that, so I know who is sunny and who is stormy. And that's on top of the little markers. 166 for Van Dyke, the leader, up by 1. Par 4. It's going to avoid the course stuff. 166. He is not a yeoman. He is sunny, not stormy, so it's going to go to experience. The green 6 asks, is he an icon? Good news for Van Dyke is he is an icon. So, still going to be kind of a tough one. It's going to be a moderate birdie putt. So that's the best he can do is a 33%. 1 or 2. Say about a 10-footer here. 33% chance of making it. Needs a 1 or 2 on the roll. And he just misses it. That will leave him with an easy par putt just about 3 feet away. And he drains it, so Van Dyke will par. And now we've got Kieran on the out of contention. Semi-daunting 4 is a par. Okay, to 12. Samson Peterson, one of my cards that seems to get a lot of breaks. He's lucky as well, which means he gets a blue chip every hole if he's without him. So he's going to have a chance to play this one with a blue chip, but he won't be able to take control of this since it's semi-daunting. But he gets, as I said, he's lucky. He gets a white 1, which means he is going to control how this hole plays out. 4, 4, 6. Legend or bomber? He is a bomber. He will get a second blue chip. And it's going to go off the gallery cheers. His tee shot is heroic and excellent. He does not have the utility designation. He's going to have a moderate putt for birdie. Since he's lucky, he's going to get a blue chip regardless. Well, he wouldn't get it if he still had chips, but he gets to use both of these, and he's going to join Van Dyke at -9. He's going to take it from moderate to easy, from easy to gimme. Use them both. Now he just needs to avoid sixes, and he does. Peterson, the luckiest guy in golf. We'll put another blue chip here because he gets one since he is lucky, but he is lucky in more ways than one. And Van Dyke has got a dogfight on his hands here. There are 2 shots ahead of Janis and Leonard. Speaking of those 2 guys, it'll be Will Janis first. And he will take his par on this tough 12. Oops, not Leonard. Janis. And now Leonard Leonard's going to get a little bit impatient here and see if he can take control of this with only one chip. So we got to roll the decider die, and he does. He doesn't have to use any more, so he does have control of it. So 115. Let's see. He should get at least a moderate birdie putt out of here. Yeoman or scatter? No, he's neither of those. He's not utility, so a moderate birdie putt. And he's going to take that for what it's worth, 33%. Takes the putter back, runs it through. It's on the way, and it's in. So a beautiful birdie for Leonard. Gets to -8. He's one back. And Janice will remain 2 behind as we're starting to get to the latter parts of this final round here. To the 16th. No water, but you got to watch out for the trees, and you got this difficulty of 4 again. No daunting, though. Trent McAdams on the tee. He's got the honor. And it's going to be 15. It's in the woods. Green 3 is a kind of a medium lie. He's not a workman, so he ends up with an easy par. He makes his way up there, and he does make the par. The other die was a 6, but it doesn't matter. They have to both be 6s. I'm going to turn off my fan here. It's getting a little hot. Ethan Mcmillan out of contention. That'll be a 2 on a neutral hole, which is a par. And Enrique might as well save his chips for 17 and 18, which are tougher holes. If he can. No guarantees. As my dice keep flying out of here. I need to at some point get a dice tower. 46 golf cam course. Basically have a little bit of a chip shot here. Green 3, not cordial, not daunting, so it'll be a clutch putt for par. Needs a 1 to 3. If he makes it, he'll get another blue chip. And he does, so Magellanis is going to have 4 to use. He can just go ahead and burn them off on the final 2 holes. $15. And Ian Robards here at this kind of a Jekyll and Hyde par 5, we'll call it. That'll be 34 golf cam course. It's going to be cordial, so that will be helpful. Well, it's not daunting anyway, so it's going to be a clutch putt for birdie either way. Robards is going to try and hang on to that blue chip. He also needs a 1 to 3 to make it. It's 50% chance. He strokes it, and it's going to be just wide. So he will need the easy par, but the missed clutch putt's going to leave his confidence shaken. Shaken to the core. Now, Rudy. Got good contact on that one. So let's see where the 145 leaves him in the course of this hole. Duffer, no. Hacker, no. Firm green, no. Golf cam green with the dot means it's challenging. And friendly, no. Challenging, yes. It's going to be a clutch putt for bogey. So that went horribly wrong. That's why I said Jekyll and Hyde. It can be a birdie hole, and it can be a bogey hole. And Wallace gets the bogey. He can't even get a blue chip out of it. So that's like getting a kiss and then opening your eyes and realize it's from your sister. So he's basically out of contention too. We should just have him join Keller. Semi-cordial 5 will still be a par. Let's see, what do we got here? Let me take some comments. Take a look out of the park pitchers into the game. All right. And yeah, I still haven't done any of that. I've played my share of out of the park, but I actually don't play it a lot like a lot of you guys. I tend to do it like a GM only. And I don't know. I'm going to eventually get to the point where I try and manage, I think. Because it gets a little bit tough to see how things factor in when you don't manage. It's just like you make moves and it seems like you still just either finish at 500 or maybe you do okay and then the playoffs you just kind of peter out. So, okay, Shinji on 4 in a row has finally gotten his round back together, and then he comes to this one, which can bring this hole has brought better golfers down, but he's gonna play it admirably. He's gonna take a par out of it and get a blue chip with that white 6. So sometimes you just gotta recognize that play to the fat part of the green, even though it leaves you about a 45 footer, you can just roll it up there and tap it in, and no fuss, no muss, no gus. And out of contention, Kieran is going to end up with a paw. And now Van Dyke finding himself in a tie for the lead now. Needs to get things back going again. He's got a white 4, which is going to be course control 14. Golf cam course. It is daunting. It's going to be a clutch putt for bogey. And Van Dyke started hot, but he's running into some issues here. There's a little bit of a swing flaw. Now he's got to hope for this 1 or 2 for the semi-roughed clutch, and he makes it. That's a huge make. He had about a 10-footer there in the clutch putt for the bogey. He does make it, so he'll get a blue chip out of it. And he's going to drop to -8 with Leonard. But Samson Peterson again finds himself in the lead. And just so you know, Samson Peterson, he won at Sunset Canyon. And so this guy, as I've said to you before, this guy is kind of like the, I don't know, his name should be like Mick Peterson or something, because he's like Irish. He's got the luck of the Irish or something. I don't know. He's just, he gets on a daunting hole. Let's say he hits it in the woods off the tee on a par 4, and he gets the green 1 every time, and he gets the wow roll, easy birdie, drains it. I mean, he's like invincible. But let's see if he's still invincible on this one, the par 4 13th. Well, he's going to end up with the exclamation mark following him too. So golf cam course, with it being daunting, this is going to bring him down. This will bring him down. You mark my words. Is it daunting? Yes. Needs a clutch putt for par. He's lucky, so he does get to use the blue chip to make it 1-5. And he makes it, so he does survive, and he gets another blue chip back because he's lucky. Now, Gareth Leonard will, that's going to be also golf cam course. Let's see, this probably will not help him quite so much. Green 2. Cordial, no. Daunting, yes. Clutch putt for bogey. See what I mean? So Leonard, he's going to make it. But Leonard gets a bogey where Samson gets the par. It's just dumb luck. The dice love Samson Peterson. That's for sure. Okay, so now Wilt Janis. Wilt Janis is going to make par and get another blue chip for his patience there. So, okay, the leader, Peterson, is through 13 holes, -9. Van Dyke is on 2 out of 3 bogeys in a row. He's at -8. Will Janis, Gareth Leonard at -7, 2 back. And then Trent McAdams still hanging around. He's going to be playing 17, the par 3. And so this is why Magellanis should be hanging on to his chips till now, because 17 and 18 are both. It's interesting that 18 does not have the water, but I guess it's because maybe they view it as bunker, but the guys tend to not hit it over there, I guess, maybe. Dave Little, hello, friend. We have a couple guys left here. Sure, there's some who are just kind of coming in and out. So this whole water is in play. You must get it past the trees, over water, and away from the sand, with tough winds sometimes. So we've got some water to avoid, and it's going to be Trent McAdams, the first to play here. He doesn't have any blue chips to spend to keep himself from getting in trouble, but he's going to get one here unless he decides, well, the green 6, because it's a par 3, attacking the green with a white 6, you can't, unless it's a 1 or a 3, there's really not much reason to. And so he will take his par, and he'll have a blue chip to spend on 18. Now, Magellanis, he is going to spend a blue chip. Then he has to roll El Decider die. Whoops. And he does get the 0, so he will be able to take control of this, only using 1 chip. He could use another one on the putt that comes down here. So let's see if he can get a close putt. 1-3-6. Par 3 chart. Is he hero or dynamic? Unfortunately, he's champion, but not hero and not dynamic. So it's going to be the Golf Cam green. It's not going to be challenging green, though, this time, with the decider die saying no. So he got that going for him. Because of that, he gets a clutch putt for birdie. And so, again, he gets to use one of his blue chips to take his rating from normal to gold. He will be a gold putter on this putt. 1-5, 86% chance of a make. And he holds it out. So Magellanis with a birdie, back to -3. He's had a back 9 to forget, but he has had his moments. But 8, 11, 14, and 15, all bogeys. And a 4 for Ethan Mcmillan is going to be on a semi-daunting hole, will be a par. Ian Robards will play the 16th next. Uh, 33 as it's going to be course controlled. Golf Cam course 5. Is it daunting? No. Is he scattered? No. He's going to have a clutch putt for birdie. He is 1-3. Could earn a red chip out of this if he doesn't make the 1-3 putt. Putt on its way. Oh, and he misses it badly. And he looked like he peaked a little early on that putt. So but he does leave himself an easy par. But Robards will remain at -3. Now, Mike Keller out of contention. He gets a 3 on the neutral hole as a par. And now, Rudy Wallace. Kind of got to the point where we can't take him out. So that's Golf Cam green. Now, green 6 is not friendly, and he is not laser, so he'll have a clutch par putt. 1-4. And he misses it. So he will earn the red chip. Missed a lot of clutch putts here, so a bogey almost misses that, but it does find the lip and trickles in. Okay, so it'll be Shinji Kunishi teeing off first here at 15. He broke his streak of birdies with a par at 14, but he still has the tee. 2-2-3, he has control with a white 2. Is he a legend? He is. He selected the legend quality, so he does get the blue chip gallery cheers par 5 style. The green 3. Is he a hero or a champion? No, he's neither of those. So he ends up with polite applause. Reroll the white die. Ends up with a difficult putt for par. Wow, shot misfires, wedge to the green. Difficult putt for par. Doesn't want to use a blue chip for that. And so it's going to be a moderate bogey putt. 1-5 makes that. But so Konishi with gets back to red numbers on his round. Okay, Kieran next. Semi-cordial 6 is that is a bogey, right? Semi-cordial 6 is a bogey. And Martin Van Dyke one back of the lead here, now playing the 15th. And he ends up with his third shot going into the water on the 11 roll. He gets the white 4, which is course controlled, and he puts it into the water on his third shot. What a mistake. That is going to really put a wrench in his chances of winning this thing. So the third shot into the water, and the decider die is a no. It asks, is it a cordial hole? It's not. He's going to have a moderate putt for double bogey. He needs to avoid a 6 here to get the double. And he does just barely. That just finds the bottom of the cup. But that is going to kill him here. Loses 2 shots. He's lost 3 he's lost 4 in the last 4 holes, and he's back to -6, and his tournament is falling apart as we view it. Martin Van Dyke is, I should probably take the hot and the sunny away from him because he's neither of those. What a destruction here. What a collapse. So, Samson Peterson now 2 ahead of Janice and Leonard as playing partners. And this guy could get his second victory. Because he just can't seem to do any wrong. So he's going to play 14 here. A tough hole. He can't take control of it. If he gets a white 6 or a white 1, you should just go put him in the book right now, I think. Oh, and he gets the white 1. 2-2-5. What is going on with this guy? He's rated 4C in his tournament rating, but somehow he ends up in these things, and then he's got semi-duffer and scatter, and he just gets away with it. 2-2-5. Is a utility? No. Golf cam green. Again, now I've said before, oh, his luck's running out. It goes to golf cam green. It's semi-challenging the dot, so it's challenging, right? Let's see the green 5 on the par 3. Is it friendly? No. Challenging? Yes. Clutch putt for bogey. He is in trouble. He's going to at least lose a shot, and he's going to be within 1. So he needs to get a 1-5 here. He makes himself gold with the blue chip, and he does make it, but he's going to gain a stroke, and that leaves the door open for Janice and Leonard. -8 right now is your leader. Still 2 under par on his round, but that gets a little tougher as the holes remaining get smaller. All right, Will Janice. He's got a dilemma. Does he use chips here and try to take control of this hole? He doesn't really have good iron qualities, though. 23 is in the woods and 1 with a green 4. He should survive this, I do believe. Let's see. Woods and 1, green 4. Is he workman? No. Moderate putt for par. Will he avoid a 6? Putts on the way, and he does. That's a good par there for Will Janis. Looking for his second title in his Tenacious Golf Tour career. Now, Gareth Leonard, he is not without his tough moments here in this round. He's thinking about using chips, but he's going to persist. 36. He's going to avoid the water. He's going to go long. It's going to be in the trees as well in one. But again, the green 4 is going to help him. He's not a workman, so he'll also have a moderate putt for par. Can he get the 86% putt to go? Oh, and he misses it. Now an easy bogey. He'll make that, but wait, I did not put a 1 there for Janis. I swear he parred that one. So it's going to be Will Janis, 1 back of Samson Peterson with 4 holes left. And our first group that we've been watching, they have reached the 18th. Historic lighthouse hole here at Palmetto Harbour. Right up along the Calabogie Sound. So, no water on the card, but you got 5 degrees of course difficulty. You've got daunting. You've got challenging. You don't have the exclamation mark, so I guess you got that going for you. But, you know, you're really hoping for white 6 unless you've got chips like Magellanis does. And he is on a birdie. He will use them both. He's going to try and dictate the play on this hole. And let's see if he can get another birdie here and finish maybe in the top 5 when all is said and done. The decider dies. I know that's a 5-5-6. Pretty high roll. The higher usually can not be quite as productive, but let's see. Is he a legend? He is. Okay, we go to the gallery cheers. Green 6. He's not a hacker, so he has a difficult putt for birdie. Needs a 1. Difficult is a 16% chance. He's not going to lag. He's going to try and hole this out. No, and he missed it badly. So that leads it to a moderate par. Needs a 1-5. Well, and he misses that one too. So now an easy bogey. He's going to 3-putt to end. So Magellanis with a 72 on the round. That's 1 over par. Finishes at -2. One of the guys that just couldn't find a way to a good round here. Now Trent McAdams will be up next. Finishing out his day. And it's going to be 45, which is Golf Cam course. It's a daunting hole. That's going to be a low percentage chance of him finishing with a par. 6 asses at daunting it is, so he's going to have a clutch putt for par. He's going to use the blue chip to make himself gold. And he does make it. That's a 1-5, and he is able to sink the par. So a 68 for McAdams. Finishes tied for 3rd at the moment with Van Dyke and Leonard, with them still with some holes to play, but he is currently looking like he's going to get a top 3 here, barring some movement up the board. And now we're going to have Ethan Mcmillan, who we haven't seen too much here. He's going to finish out here on this daunting hole. It's a daunting 5. It's got a chance at a bogey, and he does bogey it. So another victim of this, a 73 for Mcmillan. He's going to finish up at 1 under for the tournament, currently 7 back of the leader. Okay. We are getting along now. Ian Robards. He's going to dump his red chip on this hole. Course control, he's like, you know, what are the chances he gets a, I mean, a 16% chance he gets a white 6, but 14, he's in the sand. That's the best news he's had all day probably at this point. Par 3, green 3, is he chunky? No. So he has a gimme par putt. So if it's 14 or if it's 13 or 15, he's in trouble. That's a half chance at water, but instead he's going to make his par. I didn't roll the green, but that's okay. He pars and robards will head to 18. Still at -3. Okay, Wallace is the last to go. It'll be Mike Keller first, out of contention 2 on a semi-daunting hole. He's going to be happy with a par. And Rudy Wallace. He's going to hope for that white 6. And he gets it. So that'll be a par. Everybody par 17 in that group. Back to 16. And you've got Konishi, Kieran, and the not-so-drastic version of Jean Van de Velde, Martin van Dyke, who is plummeting down the leaderboard, as it looked like he was on his way to another title. But okay, we've got Konishi. He's finding himself in the rough, in the fair, just off the fairway. Green 5, is he a master? Semi-master, no dot, so no dice on that. It's going to be a difficult par putt for Konishi, which he drains. It's a 1 to 3 chance, and he does make it. Now Kieran, who's out of contention at the 16th. Neutral 5 is a par. And now we go to Van Dyke, who is still not out of this. He's 2 back. He's got to find some composure here. Really needs to get a birdie. He'd love to get a birdie on this one. 26 is going to be golf cam course. Got a partial chance at a birdie here, maybe. 4. Cordial, no. Daunting, no. Easy putt for par. It's not going to do the trick here. Oh, and he misses it. He is in complete disaster mode right now. He is currently ripping up his scorecard, throwing the putter, cursing out his caddy for giving him a bad read on a short putt. Caddy telling him, okay. And that's another bogey, and he is right now 3 behind with 2 to play. It's not looking good for him. So Will Janis, maybe the last hope for the PNG guys here. He's going to be playing the 15th. Playing with Samson Peterson here, and he's going to get a 56, which is rough in 1, green 4, par 5. He's not a master. He's going to end up with a difficult birdie putt. Now, he's going to try and make it. Needs a 1. And he misses that. Now a moderate par. Needs a 1 to 5. Does make it. So, par for Janis. Still 1 back of Peterson. Peterson to play. And he gets a 1. White 1. So he gets to roll off of the big boys table. 3, 4, 4. Yeoman, no. Hacker, no. Champion, no. Right now he is cold, but it's not, he's semi-cold. It's not going to hurt him. Again, everything goes his way. Oh, and he has a blue chip too, because he's lucky. So I keep forgetting to do that. He's going to have an easy putt for birdie because he's not cold. He's going to try to hold on. You know what? He's not going to hold on to that blue chip. He's going to use it. It's gimme. He's going to extend his lead here. Every break he seems to get. Now, he had 1 bad one there on 14, but man, he is -9, 2 ahead of his playing partner. Now, Gareth Leonard, and what a bad time for a white 6. But he's going to have to take his lumps here, take the par, and get a blue chip to use on one of these tough finishing holes. So, Samson Peterson's looking like he's going to get his second tournament victory, as he is, let's see, he is 3 under par for his round, -9 for the tournament, 2 ahead of Janice. McAdams with a 3 under par round can't get within too close of a sniffing distance of those guys. Didn't have a good enough first 3 rounds, and we're going to go to 18 with Robards, Wallace, and Mike Keller. Robards, first to play here at the 18th. No chips to use. 34 Golf Cam course. Reminder, it is a daunting hole, so green 5S, is it daunting? Yes, it's a double difficult putt for par. He will lag. Easy bogey. Good to go. But 73, tough finish there. He's going to end up Robards, -2 for the tournament. He'll get a top 10 out of it, but yeah. So let's do Keller next. Daunting 2 is still a par. Oops. Put that in Wallace's spot. So 73 for Keller. Just started too far back, -2. Now Rudy Wallace. He hasn't been able to earn a chip all day. He's in the rough green side. So he not only hits his second shot into the rough, he fluffs his third shot. So now he's going to have to try and get up and down for par. Actually, probably for bogey, because he's not a master. So it's a moderate putt for bogey. He does make that, but that's a tough way to finish off for Rudy. He went right down the leaderboard. He's at even par for the tournament. So that group is finished. So Palmetto Harbor is one of the tougher courses in their arsenal. I'd say it's probably top 10. If you go to Plaay, Plaay.com, they have a section called Free Stuff, and if you go to the History Maker Golf part of that, there is a PDF that contains what they call the plop charts, which is basically a rating of all of the courses available. And Palmetto Harbor is up there, so I'd love to see this course at some point host a major tournament, but because I think it would. I think the downside of this one is maybe the spectating isn't quite so good, but I don't know. Sometimes you just got to, you get Pebble Beach involved in these things, and that's just a course that's beautiful and majestic, tragic at times, tough course. Sometimes you just need to make sure those courses get involved in the big tournaments. So you never know. It's kind of like, was it Kiwa Island? That's hosted like a Ryder Cup and maybe another major. So here's Shinji Kunishi at 17. 23, he's in the sand. He avoids the water. Green 6, that's gonna leave a mark on him. He's going to need the double difficult putt for par. He'll lag it. He's going to take the easy bogey. He makes it. But Konishi, the double bogey at 4 pretty much sent him on his course to being in trouble. Kieran, this is a semi-daunting 3, is going to be a par. And now Martin Van Dyke. The implosion is pretty much complete here. I can't see him going too much farther down. Although, just as you say that, 15, gray-black. 15, we've got the sand, but there's a little asterisk here, and there's a little asterisk. If the decide or die is bullet Wind carries the tee shot into the lagoon. Use water in one. He finds the drink. And his day does just keep getting worse. Is he an icon? He is. Gets an easy putt for bogey. So Van Dyke is plummeting. That is 6 shots lost in 6 holes after that eagle on 10 holdout. I think he just puffed his chest out a little too much, got a little too big for his britches, and he started playing a little loose, and it just burned him. Here is Samson Peterson now. Oh, he gets a blue chip. He's lucky, remember. Now, no reason to use it here, really. 23, woods in 2, and a green 3. So the green 3 should help him get his par, I would say. Because he's not a workman, so he'll end up with a gimme par. So there you go, gimme par. Now he does not get another blue chip, so he's not going to be able to bail himself out on 17 quite so easily. Will Janis, 2 back. So that's a 35, and that'll be golf cam course. Green 3. He won't get a birdie out of this, that's for sure. He'll have to take a clutch putt for par. He could get another blue chip if he gets a 1-4 here. He's got to try it. He needs blue chips to play on the last 2 holes, and he does get it. So a par for Janis. He gets a 3rd blue chip, so he'll get a chance to maybe play around here with the final 2 holes and maybe avoid some real damage. Okay, what do we got? I'm going to take a look at let's see. Since he got the 2018 PGA Players Hammer Time 1031, cannot quit playing it. Cool. Yeah, I haven't played too much with any real sets of golfers, but I am messing around with Action PC on the computer, and it's kind of like making me think I should give it a shot. So Gareth Leonard, trying to get him to use his chips at the end. He's got a bunch of them there to use. And guess what? He's going to get another one. So how many does he have here? That is 1, 2, 3. He's going to get a 4th. So there's 3, 4. So he will have plenty to use on 17 and 18. So he gets his par on 16, and now we've got Konishi and Van Dyke. Man, it looked like Van Dyke was going to be right in there, and he has just taken the old golf bag and set it aflame, and then maybe taken off his shirt and added to the mess. So right here we've got Kieran is going to play first here at the 18th at Palmetto Harbour Harbortown Golf Links. That's the real name that this is modeled after. Konishi now, well, he's going to use his 2 blue chips to get control because that's the only way you can on this one. 3, 3, 5, see if he can work a birdie out of it. 3, 3, 5. Is he king? No. Hero? No. Experience? He's not a prospect, so he gets a moderate birdie putt. Needs a 1 or a 2, and he gets the 2. There is a birdie to finish out. One of the rare ones here on 18, and he ends up with a 72, 1 under par on the day, or 1 over par on the day, excuse me, -4 tournament. So a fair finish there for Konishi. Now here is the guy who is just waiting to get to the practice tee and get with his swing instructor because things have just gone off the rails. Now he finally hits a good tee shot, and it doesn't matter because the course is just a bear. So golf cam course, green 2, Cordial, no. Daunting, yes. Clutch putt for bogey. He'll use the blue chip so he doesn't get a red one. That makes him semi-gold 1-4, and he misses the bogey putt. Easy double. What a travesty. 74 when he was 5 under par after 11 holes, and now he ends up 3 over on the day. Just here, I'll tell you what. Let's show you this screen. So, hi, everybody. Look at this screen here. Look at Van Dyke is right there. And you look along, he's up to here, great. And then boom, boom, ba-boom, boom, boom, ba-boom again. And he is just licking his wounds right now. So that is what you call that's what you call major meltdown. And you know, this guy has won on tour. Here, let me take you back here just to give you let's go to this guy. So, you know, on the tour this year so far, you've got Van Dyke winning at Torrey Pines, so he has one victory there. I also have, maybe I don't have it on this page, so I can't go anymore, but he's won at least 2 and maybe 3 tournaments. And he's got a great tournament rating, but you know, that semi-rust is a dog. And to spend chips to try and keep from missing clutch putts, it takes a round out of you after a while. Okay, so at 17, let's finish up this tournament. Oh, and my thing won't show up until I put on the other page. So what do we have? We've got a 2-shot difference here between Janis and Peterson. Now, the good news for Janis is he's got chips. Now, he only has 3 of them, but what that means is that he could try to get control on this hole. And we'll see if he can do that. But first, it'll be Peterson to go. He cannot get control on this. So, but this guy has been luck to the max. Wouldn't surprise me if he gets a white 6. I called it. He gets a second blue chip and a par. He has 2 blue chips to spend on 18. What a crock. I mean, I should be happy because these things are the players that I've created. He's a player I've created, but man, okay, we got to roll the decide or die here for Janis. He's next. Okay, he gets to keep the other chips, so he gets control of this. Needs a birdie. Needs a birdie. Can he get it here? Can he get a birdie on 17 and put the pressure on? 1-1-6. Par 3. Is he laser? If he were laser, he'd have a chance at knocking in. He's not. He's going to have a moderate putt for birdie. So, here is a dilemma. You need 2 chips to take control of 18. It's a 1 to 2 chance here that he's got moderate. He's got a 33% chance of making this. We can make it 66 with a blue chip. There's still a chance he misses it. Even if we use the blue chip, that would get him within 1. But then he's still got a chance at bogey on 18 if he does that, whereas his chances of a better result improve a lot if he could take control. So I think we've got to try and see if he can get a 1 to 2 here. So we're going to save the blue chips. Going to try and make this moderate birdie putt. If it's a 1 or a 2, it's in, and the crowd will go wild. Can he get it? Oh, and he makes it! What a beautiful putt, and this is going to make for one heck of a finish. Now, Gareth Leonard, he could do the same thing here. He's going to roll to see if he needs to use the second one. He doesn't need to, so he can actually use the second one to improve the putt, but he has control on a hole that you can't get it with the white die. 125. He is not a hacker, so it's going to go to experience. He's not a prospect, so he gets a gimme birdie putt. He's going to have a blue chip left over, so gimme birdie putt. And he drains it, so a couple of birdies here on 17. That's a rarity. That's only the third one that we've seen. And that brings Leonard to -7. So if Peterson were to lose a shot on 18 and Janis to par, Leonard to birdie, we'd have a three-way tie, and we'd have to have a playoff. But let's see what goes on here. So it's going to be Will Janis, the first to play. He's going to use his blue chips. Whoa. Gets control. Can he sneak a birdie out of this hole and put the pressure on Peterson? 1, 2, 5. We already saw that. That's an experience. And again, we get the 1. So he's going to have a gimme birdie putt because it says, well, I'll show you. I could show you one roll. So you go to the experience chart right here, okay? You go to the experience chart and you go to any of these, par 4, par 3. It's all the same. But I'll show you the par 4. Is it prospect? If he were a prospect, it'd be a difficult putt because it's otherwise gimme putt for birdie. He's got a chance. He needs if it's a 6-6 miss, then it's no good. If he gets anything other than 6s, he will make it to -9 with back-to-back birdies on 2 of the toughest holes in golf. And it is in. It's going to take a birdie from Peterson to force the playoff now. But Leonard will go first. Now, Leonard is essentially out of it. Janis is finished. Now, I mean, this is where the game, it has a slight continuity flaw because these guys all play together. And it's just kind of tough. It saves time if you just play them one at a time. But he's going to go ahead and take control of this as well. So Gareth Leonard with control on 18. Can he get a birdie? 1, 3, 4. It's not direct, which just means like a short hole. He's not a hacker, so we go to experience for him. Now he's a 4. It's going to ask if he's an icon. Fortunately for him, he is, so he will get a chance here to birdie. Is he an icon? Yes, he gets an easy birdie putt. Now, he can't use that blue chip because he's already used 2. There's a limit. So, he needs a 1 to 4 to get to -8, and he should earn solo well, he's already got solo third place seized up here. But 1 to 4, it's in. He's going to birdie 18 as well. Now, it's just up to Peterson. Can Peterson birdie to win? Par is a tie, and we go to a playoff. We will start the playoff on the 17th. He plays his 2 chips that he has, Peterson. He gets control of the hole, so we don't have to roll the white die. How is this going to come out? 1, 2, 5 again. That's another interesting roll. It's interesting we've had that 3 times. 1, 2, 5. Is he a bomber? Actually, did we not have... Must have been 1, 2, 4. Okay, anyway, 1, 2, 5. Bomber, yes. He's going to have the short game. Special short game. Green 1, is he stone? No. He's going to have a chance at a pin shot for eagle, basically. So, again, so the whole theme of this whole entire round is basically Samson Peterson is a 4C. So that means he doesn't make many. But for some reason, now you look at this, he's Duffer and Scatter. Those don't ever come up, it seems like. He is, let's see, we're going to roll this. If it's 3 or under, he's going to have a really good chance to win this outright. It's a 5. He has a moderate putt for birdie. He's going to have the same putt that Janice had to get birdie on 17. So this guy is a shot away from winning. He needs a 1 or a 2 on the green die, and he will win his second tournament of the year. Oh, and he misses it badly. So that will leave him with an easy par. Just needs to avoid the 6s. Oh, and he does. And we're going to have a playoff. Now, this is where it gets interesting because the playoff is going to screw up my leaderboard. So I'm going to have to figure out something else here. So, because this is where I go for my playoff. And then I've got some sausage being made down there. So, give me a moment here as I do a little bit of redesign, okay? We're going to do this. Let me get rid of some cards. Actually, hang on here. Well, I'll just let you see what I'm doing. So Janice and Peterson. Leonard is going to be out of here. Do a little bit of tidying up. First, Martin Van Dyke. What the heck? There are some real storylines out of this group. It's funny how that happens. Because they've got decent traits, but I'll tell you what, sometimes they just have these meltdowns. Okay, so these guys. Peterson, we'll put him in front for now. Okay, so here are your 2 cards. It's kind of tough to see them because of the light. Maybe I need to adjust that a tad. Now, again, this is where I'm going to try and do some, let's bottom. Okay, we're getting close now. We're getting close. So now I just need to bring the left side in a good bit. The bottom up a bit. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so through the wonders and magic of PC, we can do all sorts of fun things. Okay, Janice and Peterson are... Okay, and we will get out the... wherever it is. We're going to get out the match play. So maybe I'll have to bring this in a touch. You should still be able to see that without a problem whatsoever. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. Nobody has any chips, and we're going to play 17 and 18. And then we'll go back to 15, I think. Whoops. You know, in theory, I could also do this, I suppose. Let me add another source. Because I can also do this. Give me a second here. trying to make this the best experience possible, but oh, man. There's that. That'll work. Okay. Here we go, tiebreaker. I think this will do. So 17 and 18, and then if that doesn't decide it, we will go back to 15. Okay, we're gonna do basically a flip of the coin. I'm gonna roll 2 dice. White will be Peterson, black will be Janice. Whichever one is higher will go first. It will be Janice to go first, so let's flip them over here. All right, I'm going to take a sip. Peterson gets a chip because he's lucky. So he's got a chance to improve a putt. In theory, he could make either a black 1 or a black 6. But Janice will be first. And before I go, I need to get a couple of marker dice. Orange and purple. That doesn't look purple on the screen there, but that's purple. It looks kind of black. But... So we will put their marker on. All right, so Will Janice first. Par 3, 17th. And it's going to be 66 golf cam course. The semi-daunting has a no on the decider die. So green 5 on a par 3. Is it cordial? No. Is it daunting? No. Easy putt for par. Easy putt for par. So we will put that right there. Gosh, we could put the 3 there. That way we know it's he has his third putt, or his third shot, third stroke, whatever you want to call it. Now Samson Peterson, he cannot take control of this because he needs 2 to do that. So here we go. 46, he's in the trees with a green 2. Finds the trees, green 2. Is he a master? No, he is not. Easy putt for par. So we will do Peterson first. He's going to use the blue chip because he can't get another one. If you've got one when you finish the hole, when you're lucky, you don't get a second. So he has to spend it. That will leave him as gimme, and because gimmies go first, the gimme par is the 666 miss, and he makes it. So that will be a par for Peterson. And you could see my scorecard. I put the relation to par. So now Janice just has to make an easy par putt to move on to the second playoff hole. And that is good. So par and par, we will move on to 18. And again, it will be the 15th will be the next one. So Janice, be the first to play this tough hole. So it's going to be 46 in the rough in 1 with a green 6. This is going to be trouble. This is going to be trouble. He's not a master. He's going to have a double difficult putt for par. So that's going to bring it to Peterson, who has a blue chip. We have to remember that. That could come into play. He could end up with the same double difficult par putt, but could turn it difficult with that blue chip because he's lucky. 36, rough in 2, green 5. Is he a master? No. Difficult par putt. So there, that's just a lie thing. So he has the difficult to begin with. So he is farther away. No, I mean Janice is farther away. So Janice, he's got to try to make it, right? So he's got two plays here. He either can try and make the double difficult. That's a 16% chance. If he makes it, that puts the pressure on Peterson to make his what will end up being 1 to 5. If he misses that, then that's going to leave him a difficult bogey. And then if Peterson misses it, Peterson will end up with an easy bogey. So you're kind of like, do you ensure a better odds of carrying on if Peterson misses? He's going to try and sink it. Needs a 1. Can he get a 1 and really put the pressure on Peterson? Get those knees a knocking. We're rolling it. We're rolling it. Oh, and it's a 2. Okay. So we're going to do... So Peterson with the difficult par, he's going to use the blue chip to make it moderate. So that's going to put the pressure back on. Janice will putt the difficult bogey. Needs a 1 to 3 to keep this being some kind of a tournament here. And it's a 4, and that's going to mean a moderate double. He's going to hole it out. So that's a double for Janice. Peterson only has to get a 1. He misses that. Now he needs to avoid the 6-6 miss for the championship. And he does. Samson Peterson is your winner. Samson Peterson. Yeah. Things are askew, but that's okay. We'll try and take it from here. There you go. Although it doesn't show right here. Let me come over to this page and come over to this page, and it should show up down here. Samson Peterson with the victory. Will Janice comes in second. Wins via a playoff. So, wow, what a... this guy, and the other guys plunging and just having meltdowns. So, again, if I lag Janice, he's got a chance. Then they're going to keep going. What? How do you function in life when you have this kind of crap that goes on? Decisions that we make in life are important. These decisions aren't important, you know? Decisions in life are important. And then we go and we stress about decisions made here, right? I don't know about you guys. Sometimes I do. You think back on what could have been, and it's... This is just fictional world, right? So, yeah, anyway. It was a lot of fun. This guy Peterson he carries a rabbit foot in his golf bag. So let me grab, well, first off, let's go ahead and do this. Amish Gaming, how you doing? How did I choose a playoff hole? I tend to go from memory. And I'm pretty sure Harbortown uses 17 and 18. Now, they might use just 18 to start and then 17 and 18. I can't remember. I should look. But that information can be a little bit tough to find. I'm sure that there's some kind of a rule book somewhere, but you know, it's something that I think you just have to kind of go by feel. And usually, what they want to do is they want to try and keep it to the final hole. So it probably would be 18. So the fact that it ended on 18 is fine with me, because probably that was where they should have started the playoff. What the course organizers, tournament organizers, like to do is end it or begin a playoff on a hole where the crowds are already gathered. So I I think it could very well be 18 and then 17 and then 18 and then kind of like go back and forth. At Augusta, they will replay 18, and then if that doesn't decide it, they will then move to 10, to 11, and then they may come back 17 and 18, I think. I think they may go as far as 11. I don't remember. It's been a while. They might keep going. They might actually keep going. I can't remember, because I feel like there was at least one that went a little longer than 11. Mize's hole out was one that is distinctly one that finished 10. Watson, Bubba Watson, with his like duck hook for a lefty, it's that left to right shot, which for a righty is a fade or a slice. For him, it's a duck hook on 10 out of the woods, and he puts it puts it right where it needs to be. So I mean, there's some memorable shots there in playoffs, but da da da. So, Dave, thank you for the comment on the. So Hammer Time. I'll get to Dave a little here in a second. Hammer Time says he just played Seaside in Georgia. Webb Simpson imploded like Van Dyke. Yeah, I don't know what's up with Van Dyke. He's got a pretty decent card, but I will say I don't know what Webb Simpson's rating is as far as his clutch putting, but as I said, I feel like if you're a bad clutch putter, it can be really tough, because you're sitting there. If you're not using your blue chips to improve your rating, you're eating them up 2/3 of the time, because you're going to miss 2/3 of them. And so you're kind of like chewing them as you go, whether you use them or not. So it's almost one of those things where if you're a rust putter, you might want to use them quickly. But the other thing is that now you do get green settings off of the golfer control. You get golf cam green off of that. So you do get some clutch stuff from the golfer side of things, but it's not as common as the golf cam course. And so, I really try not to stay up at night thinking about the mechanism. I try to use some theory in my own mind of how things work out. There are some things that you want to do. Like, the one theory that I like to hold for this game is you should try and keep. So, clutch. When I think of clutch, I think of big putts, final holes. I kind of feel like to keep in the realm of clutch, you should be thinking ahead to, I want to save those coins for the end of the round, because that's where I need them most. That's when I need like a real big drive on 18, which helped out Janice in this one. I want to be able to, helped out Peterson. He got a par out of it, but still, without a good drive, maybe you don't get a par. So, especially on a course where you've got difficulty at the end, this being one of them, it can be really important to hold on to them and not be impatient. But the other thing is that you kind of keep earning them as you go sometimes. Some golfers just seem to attract them like flies. We may not see Peterson the rest of this tour. a 4C is a really bad rating, tournament rating. I did that kind of intentionally with, I think the best tournament rating I gave my cards at like 3. And that's where I still have some concerns with, I've done as much as I can do to make the cards the same. I've cut them, I've shaved them down. They're basically the same size, but my concern now is, and again, this is just me postulating, I think the material, the card stock being a little different weight is making a difference in when I cut up the piles. It tends to leave my custom cards at the top of piles. And so, I've gone back and forth. Do I want to use a D20 to decide who goes? Do I want to use just the quick draw mechanism off the top of the pile? That's what I like using, but I'm not sure. So Dave Little, first off, he said that fictional set would be fun, and it would be fun to create all your friends. My friend Craig, he has a channel, RNGIDP. He hasn't posted a lot there. I keep trying to encourage him to get back to doing it because he's one of these guys that's out towards the West Coast. And he's not West Coast, but he's in the later time zones. And so a guy like me, I have a tough time putting up a video past 10 o'clock Eastern. I just don't do it. I rarely get on here and live stream after 8 anymore because it just gets too late. But he could do it. And so, kind of like the Sports Time Machine does it. But he's also a guy that's kind of a night owl because of his job. So, it's nice to have some early birds, some late nighters, everything in between. This here is kind of like going in the middle of the afternoon. I'm sure there's a couple guys running live streams right now. It's good because we've got a community that makes a bunch of videos, and hopefully there's a lot of content for people who are trying to, well, not only content for people who don't have sports to watch, but also people to chat with. So Dave Little also says, gives some comments about the spreadsheet. I appreciate that. It is something that I've created on my own. Going to shrink this back down a bit. So this is my tournament report. This thing is, let me just hide this all together. You guys don't need to see me for the time being. This is great because I can print this. I do print this. This gets printed and goes in my binder. So for a long time, I was doing the sheets that are provided with the game. I was just, and you can get copies of those in various places. Al Wilson has a directory that has a bunch of different play generated score sheets and stuff, and endorsed to an extent. But I got to the point where I wanted to do this broadcast leaderboard, and there's still a couple flaws in it. I don't have even par instead of 0 or +1 in my tournament scores, like the full tournament scores. It's still not quite perfect, but it's pretty good. So when I went to that, I said to myself, I don't want to be horsing around with trying to backfill in a sheet. So I came up with this. So just to kind of give you a little tour around this, and it says I've got a lot of CPU usage. Hopefully things aren't skipping too much or anything, but this has place for everything. I can put my cut round. This adds up as I go. So we went a little high with cut, but then I took everybody that went into D+ in my third round determinations and put them into the cut as well, so it's fine. I can put my perks and issues. I just fill them in as I go when I'm doing that. When I fill up my scorecard, with the golfer and their starting score. It then populates it over here so you can see what the leaders after the third round were. It was Peterson was tied with Leonard, so and Janice. So it was kind of a tight leaderboard to start. Now down here, I'm going to move it down some. I have the actual scorecard. If I come back over to my other tab for the final round entry, you can see here I have a color-coded score sheet. So as I go, so I start with Magellanis. He got a par. I type in a 0, go down. Over on this other sheet, that will automatically take the par. So I put in the par all the way across for every hole, does the calculation, and then what it will do is it will take the calculation, it'll calculate it from this number here, take the 0, add it to the par, and it'll put it right in here. So as I'm filling in this sheet, it's filling out my eventual scorecard. And I've also put in some conditional formatting so that if it's less than 0, it goes green. If it's above 0, it goes to red. So I can quickly kind of like see and get a gauge of how things go. I total them. It gets sorted over here into this leaderboard, which is what you see. I can fill in the names of the sunny and the stormy down here, and it's got conditional formatting over here, so it turns yellow for sunny and black and white for stormy. So Keller was the only stormy guy. We really didn't have much of that. So back to the tournament recap sheet. Then I get all these scores in here, and this can just go right in, and then it gets funneled into this final scores. If I have a playoff, then on the other sheet that I was showing you, underneath it is where the playoffs go, and I was showing you that, and it'll tally them up here, and it will sort it out. So Will Janice, before we go back to the other sheet, you can see it here in this scoreboard, this leaderboard. Janice is ahead, right? You can see it there. Janice is listed as ahead, but because this is the only thing that I really care about, I only build it into this to where it sorts Peterson as the guy on top because of the way things finished up. I have a place to put, didn't I have a place to put weather? Oh, it was up in here, normal. I also have a place down here for the emerging contender, and I think it works, but I don't have a ton of use for it. So it's really a good tool for me. I can then set it to, it should show up over here as well, and it does. So this is my final. So this is where I started with, and actually this is an important page too. This is my results page. So it's kind of nice to be able to show you guys this. This is where all of the information gets brought in to my standings. It calculates the winnings. It calculates the Tenacious Cup points, and then it gets imported. Actually, it's not from this page. It goes through a couple of other pages first. There's a couple of other pages that pull this information to that, so that way I can make sure that everybody, it needs to be standardized. You have to understand with these spreadsheets, it's like databases in a way. I'm not a database guy, I'm more of a spreadsheet guy. You could build databases and really probably make it a little bit more streamlined, a little more sexy or elegant, maybe elegant's the word, than this. Really Janice should be showing up as second, but you take the battles that you can win, and that battle right now is like that. So I was going to show you one other page that I use, and it's this entry portal. And so see all the scores have imported. Great. So this guy is kind of this is an engine here. This is something I've been using since the previous tour, and I really, at this point, I need to do one thing here. I couldn't tell you how this works, because it's something where if I have to fix it, I go in and fix it. But I really don't like to. Now I've got to. How am I going to do this? I have to go. I have to go in here and where do I get exit full screen? I need to go back to my stuff. So what I have here is I use random number generator to influence the guys who missed the cut so that I actually have some variation in the cut scores. So just come in here and do paste values so it doesn't re-randomize anything in this column, and that will kind of set up the scores. Because what I want to do is I want to have accurate stroke data, right? I mean, I have on my main page, I have stroke, the stroke leaders, your scoring average, if you want to, that's what it's called. So I want to be able to factor in when a guy misses the cut that he shot, 5 over par for his 2 rounds, and that it reports right. So let's see. I'm going to play SSG on your channel. Figure out how I want to do it as I have a PDF. Not sure what SSG is. It would be interesting to know. If it's a computer game, I'm not quite as familiar with all that, but that's okay. I can move myself back out here to the front again. So, yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. I'll share some coding or whatever, but some things are just so complicated, and I don't like to call it complicated because I don't want to make myself out to be this, that, or the other. I'm just saying, like, if I give certain things to people and they can't figure them out, then it can really, so it's good if you're a gamer, get to know Excel or Google Sheets or whatever. I mean, or Microsoft Access, database. One of those guys can really be powerful. I don't know. Baseball is a little weird. I'm sure you could build some kind of a scorekeeping engine. For baseball, it seems like using Ballstat or Stratomatic PC to record your games is still probably a good idea. I've built Excel tables for baseball. Usually what I get to doing is just like importing the statistics from the game after I've compiled them by hand. After several games of that, you start putting it off, and then you put it off so long you've got several games to do, and you get the picture. You end up feeling like you're under this mountain of stuff to do, and I have enough of that kind of stuff at work, so I don't really need to feel like so that's where for golf here, this spreadsheet is the bomb, because now all I have to do is just go in, I put a link to that spreadsheet into my main compilation thing, it pulls in the data, it sorts it, compiles it, puts it into a nice table. I can print out that other sheet, put it in my book, I can sort out the cards for the next tournament and be done. And if you figure that out for yourself, you will then have learned how to do this for a lot of different projects, and you'll be helping yourself out a lot. And like I said, I will give some things that I think that people can kind of figure out. I don't want to say on their own. I mean, I don't mind. What was the thing that I was putting together? Second season? Yeah, it was that spreadsheet that I used for second season for the play charts and stuff. I mean, I could definitely put out something like that because it's a little less complicated. There's not as much moving parts to it. I could write kind of this sort of a manual, and I'll probably do that at some point. It would be, if you send me an email tenaciousstrat@gmail.com, if you send me an email and say I'm interested in trying this thing, that will kind of like put the fire under my rear end to actually do something about it. You know what I mean? Like until I do that, I've got other things I can do. I'd rather be rolling a game than some extra busy work, but I also like to be helpful, and I'm willing to do it. But if I have someone kind of like itching to do it, then it'll probably make me feel like, oh, I should do this. It'll be of help. So, yeah, hit the like button. So just again, we're on 2 hours and 15 minutes, but it should not be. You just need to. This needs to be. You should put it if you're using a laptop. If you're using if you're on a laptop, tape like a sliver of Post-it note and put it up along the top here. Okay. If you're using, or take like a white marker. You can do this with your iPad too, or whatever. Just write it up here. Say, if I'm watching something, this is too long to write, but you'll get the drift. If I'm watching somebody on YouTube, hit the like, especially if I'm subscribed to them. And I mean, there's been periods I haven't done it. I know it's not always natural. Most things I like, but I mean, it's most things I do like, but sometimes you get so busy watching it and you don't think to yourself, and that's why it's kind of good when we have people in the chat recommending it, because that will kind of like, you're looking at the chat and you're like, oh, I haven't done that. Oh, okay, cool. Or yeah, there it is. Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of stuff that yeah, I mean, it helps us know that people are paying attention. Well, comments really do, but likes are helpful. Comments are great. Especially ones that ask questions. I haven't done a shortstop in a while, so feel free. Sometimes questions in the comments lead to shortstops, and which are just like a 5 to 10 minute video on a topic. And so anyway, yeah, hit the like. Try and be pretty religious about that if you can. Yeah, so that's about what I'll say for that. We appreciate when you do, Earl and I. And so lastly, it is Mother's Day. I think I'm done for the day as far as stuff going on with streaming and things. I need to go pay attention to some other people. So thank you for hanging out with me for a while. Fun tournament. This is the third tournament that's been won by one of my custom cards. It's kind of weird because I look at his card and say he's not that great, but his second tournament, and yeah, he'll probably have a top 20 year, which will be interesting. So have a great day. Happy Mother's Day to any mothers that are watching, and just do well by your mother today. Give her a call, give her a hug. Well, I don't know if you can give her a hug now. I guess if she's living with you, you can give her a hug, but it's a different era. So do your best. This is a tough time. We don't get to have a whole lot of contact with our extended family. So take some time today. Take the effort. Make the effort, and they'll appreciate it. So goodbye. Samson Peterson is the winner at Palmetto Harbour in Hilton Head. We will see you soon for more action here on Tabletop Baseball Plus. Have a great day.